We are back, and I can't find the hat. It's in the luggage somewhere. It has to be, or in the laundry. It has to be. It can't be in that hotel room soon. You know who it is. Coach Colin, Sold Not For Sale podcast. We got Joe Rogan. This is very odd because I got Joe Rogan and I got some Trump. Okay? Joe Rogan being way harder on Biden than Donald Trump is. Donald Trump just did his most recent interview, and it is a banger of an interview. And in this interview, they invite him to talk smack about Biden. I mean, you bring up Biden in the debates, you're expecting Trump to go off. Trump kept it presidential, kept it, as they say, statesmanly. Oh, that thing that everybody's been looking for. Kept it very respectful. I was shocked, but still stood his ground. It was very, very interesting. So I'm going to show you the Joe Rogan clip first. Then I'm going to show you the Trump clip. In between, I'm going to show you a gross display by a bunch of celebrities because Joe Rogan touches on that. And I just want to show that to you guys because they don't show it in the clip. But let's get into it. Don't forget about the new channel I got, Coach COLIN Media. We got 132 episodes on that channel so far. The most recent is Delusional Damage Control. Corinne Jean, she goes into major damage control because Biden has been looking dazed and confused as of recently. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. If you haven't, jump over to that channel, link in the description. But let's get on to this Rogan clip.
Better and make more sense because our guy that's the president is getting worse and Fetterman's getting better.
I'm of the opinion, and I think you are too, that Biden doesn't exist. I believe...
It could be the first AI thing.
I think he's a living human being, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing there. It doesn't exist. So
It's
I think
not there.
I don't think there's a question about this.
Right.
So everything around him is what's supporting the country, which is kind of crazy.
Right.
Kind of shows you that the system kind of works.
Sure.
You know, when you got a guy like that, it's a great kind of stress test to see, like, what happens.
Yeah.
When you get a guy that's just going... And also, how much you can gaslight people into voting for him again.
Yes.
How much you can gaslight people into voting for the people around him again is what it really is. The people you don't even know. Like this mysterious cabal of humans that's actually running the country.
Well, it's such a weird thing because he came out at the State of the Union. He was pretty good, but he was heavily drugged. Like something, and you might know more than I know about like certain types of things that you can do. Like what, you've had all these doctors on and stuff. Is there a way to make that guy like that for the debates? Is he going to be able to? Because now he wasn't great.
What I would recommend is I would time it correctly, right? So I'd recommend that he got lots of sleep. I would cut all the ice cream out of his diet for several days, all the bullshit out of his diet. Then I would give him NAD infusions and IV vitamin infusions multiple days in a row, like 3 or 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Then the day of, I would make sure that he eats really well, gets a lot of sleep, and then I would fill him up. I'd fill him up with Adderall. I'd give him testosterone. I would give him human growth hormone. I'd give him nootropics. I'd give him everything that we know that creatine. Yeah. Creatine helps with. It actually does.
No,
help.
I'm sure.
Creatine is a cognitive enhancer.
I'm thinking of him getting all these injections in that
creatine
skin.
just supplement.
Just that purple skin from all the marks.
Oh God.
That skin that's just wound so thin. It's spun so thin on his body. All of the bruising from all of these needles of stuff that they need to shoot him up with to just be coherent for an hour.
Isn't it crazy? Like when Obama was president, the worst they could get on him was, remember when he wore that tan suit?
Right. Yeah.
He never had a single moment publicly where he stumbled, where he said something really stupid. This is insane.
It's insane. It's much worse than even, remember George W. Bush? And he would say silly things.
Yeah.
This is like so far down the road from that.
It's so far down the road. It's so far down the road that it's like, I think it's elder abuse. I really do. I mean, if it was any other job, it would be elder abuse. If there was a guy who was running the corner grocery store and his family was making him run it, and he was that old and they had money, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing to your dad? Why are you making your dad work? Your dad's out of it.
Yeah, why would you do? Yeah, there was a guy in New York, this legendary guy Dom, who ran this pizzeria called DeFara's, which is like widely thought of as the best pizza in New York, and he was so old, and at the very end, he was just over the pie with the oil and cutting basil, and it was like you felt bad because the pie was amazing, but you're watching a guy at the end of his life
making pizza,
very old, and he would struggle. He'd put it in the thing. It was hard. It was like you kind of gasped, And that's what we have now, except it's with Russia.
Yeah, but however, if I went to a pizza place and there's a guy who loves making pizza so much that here he's fucking dying.
Right.
It's his last days. He's still, I'm going to make you a nice pie.
Yes.
I'm going to make you a nice pie.
And he fought.
He must love the fact that his pizza is awesome.
Yes, he loved it.
Yeah, if you make good food, it's probably a lot like killing.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
Like you kill on stage, everybody loved it. Great, we had a great time. Thank you. I'm so happy
you
guys
gotta
had
wonder
fun.
what the reward is for Biden. Like, is it even fun? It can't be fun.
Can't be fun.
Why does he even want to do this?
That guy making that pizza, when someone folds a slice of that pie and goes,
yeah,
oh my God,
they're into it.
It's like they're killing.
And that guy goes, I've made all of these people happy.
Yes.
But this guy, I mean, this just came out in the Wall Street Journal where they're saying that he's like showing signs like behind closed doors.
Wait, what are you saying?
I know, it's shocking.
This is crazy.
It's shocking.
It's what? When President Biden met with congressional leaders in the West Wing in January to negotiate Ukraine funding deal, he spoke so softly at times that some participants struggled to hear him. According to 5 people familiar with the meeting, he read from notes to make obvious points, paused for extended periods, and sometimes closed his eyes for so long that some in the room wondered whether he had tuned out
or died.
But are they can't change him out now, right? You and I both thought it was going to happen in May.
We were convinced. I remember texting you. I was convinced. I actually heard from people that were in kind of, around the Trump campaign that thought they were also preparing to run against somebody who wasn't Biden.
Right.
And they had believed that. They were like, it's going to be Newsom or somebody. And it hasn't been. So why, not to sound like a nut, but why are they so committed to this guy? There's something weird about it. There's something strange about it.
Do you think that's it? I think he's the sitting president, and they gaslit everybody into thinking he was fine. So now they would have to change course radically to justify getting him out of office. If they just published an article, I think it was in the Times, that was talking about Biden saying that his age is his superpower. Did you see that?
Yes.
And then Seth, what's his name? The guy from the fucking Family Guy?
Seth MacFarlane.
That guy retweeted it.
Right.
And was like, this is amazing. I couldn't have written this better.
Thing.
What?
Right, yeah.
What?
His age is his superpower.
So you'd have to turn that back. So you'd have to get all these people. Do you remember when there was a whole list of a bunch of celebrities? They used to make videos where they would tell you what to do.
Right.
What we need to do. What we need to do. The end of democracy. Remember the bunch of them did that before the 2016 election?
Right, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Those people, you would have to do something like that with Biden.
Well, what's interesting about Biden is they put him in kind of because they kind of stacked the Democratic primary. They killed the momentum of Sanders. And there was a lot of people. Biden was like very behind and then sprung out at the end.
They manipulated it. Just like they did with Hillary. Just like Donna Brazile wrote about in her book.
They manipulated it to get him in. And it's just weird to me that when everyone sees it so clearly and Trump is up in every poll, why they wouldn't just have him go out, give a very patriotic speech about, you know what? I thought I could do it, but now I can't. I thought I was okay.
Because there's no one other than her. So if you try to
put her in again,
if you try to promote her as president against Trump, Democrats are going to vote for Trump.
She should lose one more time.
But she's going to lose in a way that's
it's crazy. No, they have nobody else. That's the other thing.
But the thing is, he should lose in a way that's crazy if you're looking at like competence because he's so old. But people will vote for him just because the machine behind him has kept the country
still
relatively okay.
Yeah.
You're still going out to dinner. You're still taking plane flights. For time being. No aliens have landed.
Not yet.
Ukraine hasn't spilled over into America. It's all okay.
Not yet.
Kind of. Right? So you would probably, especially if you're one of those celebrities that made that video about Trump, you can't turn course now.
No.
Those people, that's out there forever. You know? Remember those?
Well, it's also, I think, older.
There's no heaven?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Remember that one?
I think older people kind of like, some of them like it because they go, yeah, well, good for him. There's a lot of older people that don't want to step down.
Like when white guys want a white heavyweight
That's exactly
champion.
Right. And there's a
Man, going hard on Biden. This is wild. Now, let me just show you this real quick. This was this gross thing that they did. They were talking about the celebrities and how they used to tell people what to do. This guy's not a celebrity. This is such a weird video. I'm not sure if the music's copywritten or not. God. Let's just try it. If it's copywritten, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. Let's just try it. Forget it. Let's go. Let's unmute it. Come on.
Register.
Vote.
There's so many famous people. Some of us aren't as famous, but still pretty famous.
Like, you've seen us somewhere. Sometimes a not famous person will be mixed in with the famous ones
They drive the message home.
because of their unpolished sincerity.
Their unpolished sincerity.
But you only get this many famous people together if the issue's
One that truly matters to all of us.
A disease or
ecological crisis or
A racist, abusive coward who could permanently damage the fabric of our society.
Are they talking about Biden? I think they're talking about Biden. I'm sorry, guys. I think I messed up. I think I pulled up a Biden ad. I think that was a anti-Biden ad. It must have been. Because they said damage society. And it's 2024. And society is black and blue right now. I think I pulled up the wrong video. I apologize. Absolutely ridiculous. And it's sad because you look at all the people. You got Neil Patrick Harris in here, Don Cheadle's in here. There's one girl who's this lady. She's acting like she's crying. Oh my God, it's gross. It's gross. And the thing is, none of them, because listen, they all did this because somebody came into a room. Because these guys, I'm telling you, man, celebrities are like meat puppets, man. They really are. Someone comes into a room and says, hey, you know what would be great? We got a call from XYZ Overlord, and they said that they would really like you in this thing. It's like a compilation thing. And you're just going to say a bunch of stuff, okay? Okay. What's it about? Don't worry about it. Just put your shoes on, okay? Just put your shoes on, because I told you to. And we're going to leave, okay? There's a limo outside. You're going to get pictures taken of you, okay? And they're like, okay, I'll get pictures taken of me. Honestly, that's exactly what they're like. So they're just doing it because they're told to. It's not an actual thing that's really dire to them. They don't know anything about politics. They're wrapped up in their lives. Most of them are narcissistic. So they're not really worried about who the president is. They know they're going to be millionaires no matter what. Donald Trump's not taking away all their money. So they don't care, really. Except now. Now most of them live in California. Gavin Newsom is a Gotham City character of some kind. And Biden's just letting in all sorts of people. So now they're almost feeling it because they live high on the hill, you know? So they're not quite feeling it, but it's getting there. They're seeing how it's getting a little more dangerous around the studios and whatnot. Anyways, guys, let's move on. Donald Trump speaks on what he thinks is going to happen between him and Biden. Let's go.
You have a prediction for the debate next week? What's going to happen?
Well, all I can say is this. I watched him with Paul Ryan, and he destroyed Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan with the water. He was chugging water at a left and right. I didn't think a human being would be able to drink so much water at one time. And he beat Paul Ryan. So I'm not underestimating him. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. But you take a look at the last one. I happen to think he's incompetent for a lot of reasons. I think he's incompetent because he has gotten the worst policies, both foreign policy and internal policy. I mean, who would not want to have a wall? Who wants to have millions of people pouring in? Who wants to have high taxes? You know, taxes are going to raise by 4 times if this guy has this plan.
Is he in cognitive decline? Do you believe he's in cognitive decline, Mr. President?
Well, I shouldn't be the one to say that, but I don't think he's doing particularly well. But I didn't think he was well 25 years ago. I thought he was not a smart person. And that was told to me by a certain member of the Kennedy family who was actually very friendly with me through a Palm Beach relationship. And I was told that very strongly. So I was never a fan of his. But I will say he beat Paul Ryan. It was still years ago, but he beat Paul Ryan pretty badly. And I assume he's going to be somebody that will be a worthy debater. Yeah, I would say. I think okay. I don't want to underestimate him.
All right. I think that's smart. Well, your team is telling us that they need you to go to a dinner, Mr. President. Obviously, we could keep going.
This is very interesting, man. I'm not going to underestimate him. This is Joe Biden we're talking about. If there's anyone you can underestimate, you could do that with Biden. That's what the rest of us think. But Trump's on a different playing field. He has to go toe to toe with this guy, and that was very, in terms of Trump to what he thinks about Biden, that was very respectful. He could have went into the whole thing where he says he can't say a sentence, doesn't know the way off the stage. He could have went into that whole thing. He chose not to. So, he actually beat this guy. I think the last time I beat him, I'm not going to underestimate him. It's very interesting. Now, really quick, before I before I wrap up. Which Kennedy is Donald Trump closest to? Which Kennedy told him about this? Based on the search results, his appearance closest to RFK Jr. Oh, wow. That's like an AI result. That's weird. Based on the search, it appears Donald Trump is closest to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the son of, obviously you all know him, prominent conspiracy theorist. Oh, come on, AI. Come on, AI. Let's see here. The Kennedys are invested alongside Donald Trump. That's from 2016. How Trump is like JFK. Huh. Very interesting. You think Robert F. Kennedy was told Donald Trump, hey, I know for fact that this guy is, he's like, Robert F. Kennedy was probably like, I'm so confident of what I'm saying that I'm going to run for president too. He's like, I'm going to run too, man. All right, there's nothing here about it. I wonder. Trump is very close to the Kennedys. And Biden is also said to be close to the Kennedys. That is something that RFK has said as well. And that's the thing. RFK, now that I think of it, RFK actually did say in an interview that he's known Biden for many, many years and that he's actually a very close friend, or at least he was before all this happened. And Robert F. Kennedy's family pretty much condemned him for what he's doing now. So probably it was RFK that told Donald Trump that. Isn't that interesting? Wow. And if you didn't know, in regards to the debates, because that's what we're focusing on right now, RFK is not going to be involved in the CNN debate. I think that's the one that's on the 27th. It's said that RFK is out. Probably going to be out on the second one as well. So for anybody who is still supporting RFK, he's not going to be on that stage with them. It's just going to be Trump versus Biden. Honestly, that's kind of what I wanted to see. I feel like, and again, this is just my bias speaking, because I want to see Trump come out on top. I feel like if RFK's there, it's going to be two Democrats versus Donald Trump, and I really don't think that's fair. I think they would have the exact same views on so many topics. I think that would also damage Biden a little bit if people saw someone who's a little sharper and a Kennedy actually responding, saying the same things that Biden's saying. So I guess for both of them, it's something that they just didn't want. RFK says that this has happened because Donald Trump and Joe Biden both requested for him not to be on the stage. I think that's not true. I don't think they voiced it themselves. It was probably their people, and I would say it was probably more Biden's people than Trump's people, because Trump could handle RFK. I don't care what any of you guys say, okay? I've heard his stance on too many things, so he can handle RFK. Biden, on the other hand, cannot. You know, at least Biden will be able to demonize Trump to the point of just saying, oh, you know, oh, this guy, oh, he's hateful, oh, gosh. This guy here, what's his name? Eric Trump. I knew your father once. You know that? You know I knew your father. Eric Trump. What are you doing here? Is that Barron? Who is that? Someone give me my glasses. Barron, is that you? Anyway, towards the things that Joe Rogan was talking about, I would say, you know, Biden ain't making no pies. So I really don't see a need for him to be doing this into his twilight years. He should be chilling with his son, grandkids, all that stuff. And that's basically it. I mean, I would go into who I think is actually running things. I'll just sum it up. I think it's Blinken. I'll be honest. I've just seen Blinken around Biden the most directly aside him. The people that he goes and speaks to would be people who Kamala Harris should be going and speaking to, but she's not competent enough to do that. So I see Blinken doing a lot of the lifting of the VP and the president. So plus he's connected on a whole other level. I haven't even gone down that rabbit hole, but as much as I have, it's very interesting to who that guy is. Anyways, guys, just wanted to bring that to you. I'm back in the normal studio and I'm going to find my hat. Although I love a Texas hat. Okay. Greatest state in the world. I'm sorry. Greatest state in the nation, greatest state in the world. I'm sorry. I got a friend that lives in Idaho. I got family in Florida. I'm sorry, guys. It's Texas all day. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, helps the channel tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.